You're listening to Cinematic Adventures, proud member of the Misfit Faction Media Network.
Good morning, Vietnam!
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I feel the need for speed.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Badges? We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
You make me want to be a better man.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Love means never having to say you're sorry.
He's looking at you, kid.
I've always depended on the kindness of strangers.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Would you be shocked if I put on something more comfortable?
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Cinematic Adventures. If you're listening to us on the go, you can hear us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. We are excited to be back here. As always, my name is Sean, and I'm here with my best friend, Paul. Paul, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Sean. How are you today?
I'm good. How was that opening? Was it all right?
Well, I could hear your phone drop in the very beginning, but we're going to edit that out.
All right, that's good, because, this new table is just, excessive on the voice of the sound aspect of dropping things on it.
That English was so good.
Yeah. Well,
long day. Long week.
Long day. You have to be somewhere in like 5 seconds, so we better get going.
Yeah. We better go fast, Bo. I said
I like
no,
that.
Bo.
I like
no.
that. So we are continuing our television show to film adaptation month. We did... what did we do? The Flintstones, last week. We did the Brady Bunch 2 weeks ago. And you know what? We're going to just make everybody happy and talk about the Dukes of Hazzard. Why, you ask?
Because it's our podcast?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the obvious answer.
Well, the real answer is actually we wanted to pick a different genre for each one of our adaptations.
So you got a plan. I don't know what the plan is, but I like it.
Yeah, so you have the Brady Bunch, which was let's take the concept and put it in the modern era without changing it.
Yeah.
Then you had the Flintstones, which is an adaptation of a cartoon series. Then you have this.
Well, this is again okay. I'm gonna emphasize this before we start. I've never seen a single episode of the Dukes of Hazzard. Sure. Not by choice, more by the fact that it was never on TV when we were younger. Like I don't ever remember seeing it. Like we grew up with Nick at Night or TV Land. Dukes of Hazzard was never one of the shows you would see on that, and even to this day, I don't see it anywhere.
It is not very well syndicated. I like Sean said, I've never seen it. Also, I've seen episodes, but it's trying to find it anywhere where they air it is very strange. It's a very unique show.
It probably used to be on. Remember the Country Network? Like it used to be. I don't remember what the name of the network was before, and then it became Spike TV. I remember that network used to air like this show way back in the day, but I was too young to watch Dukes of Hazzard, so I never bothered. But
well, it aired on CBS originally, and then
ran for 6 seasons. So I mean, it was a highly successful TV show. This wasn't like a fan favorite that just was picked up every year. This was at one point the number 2 show in America.
So this show was shown on ABC Family, CMT, and TV Land up until 2015.
Huh.
Unfortunately, due to the use of the Confederate flag on the General Lee, it has been dropped by a lot of... But apparently the Nashville Network, which I've never heard of before, bought the Dukes of Hazzard from Warner Brothers in 1997 for well over $10 million.
That's it? Interesting.
Yeah. In 1997? 97 money?
Okay, fair enough.
It was very popular with younger viewings. But wow.
Yeah, no, it's that's surprising. I mean, but it's funny because the Dukes of Hazzard, one of the stars of the Dukes of Hazzard, we know very well, not personally, John Schneider, who we both
I was like, who do we know?
Loved watching on Smallville, the first 5.5 seasons. They even did a Dukes of Hazzard little mini reunion on the 5th season of Smallville when the the other actor Tom Wolpott cameoed in
Luke Duke,
and they even had the car, not
A
the
similar-
car, a similar car.
that the doors didn't open.
The doors didn't open, and Jonathan Kent has his little moment where he like returns to his teenage years. He jumps in the car, and they're like driving off, and it was a fun little little nod back to the TV show.
I think it was also the episode where Lois Lane goes undercover as an exotic dancer.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I mean, I don't really remember the episode.
Not at all?
Not even a little.
Not at all. No.
But anyway, so I don't think we have any news, but just so you guys know, speaking of cars and driving and being fast and not really furious, but kind of annoyed, next week we are still doing one of our TV adaptations. We will announce it as we typically do on Wednesday or Thursday of next week. But following that, I think it's time for finally a movie that just came out in theaters.
That's right.
Our last one was King Kong versus Godzilla.
That's right. We are we're looking forward to that. Again, theaters, especially in New York.
There are no
rules. Open season, so could go to the theaters now, not and just have a good time. And this is probably the big release since Kong vs. Godzilla. This is the first one that we're looking forward to, and we're gonna check it out.
In the Heights.
Yeah, I still want to watch it though.
I still want to watch that too. Maybe a bonus episode.
But we're thinking of doing a bonus episode of talking about the Fast and the Furious franchise. No, we're not going to talk about every single movie, but
yes, I will be singing the Tokyo Drift theme song at least once during it.
Good for you. That's good.
Fast and Furious. I love it. It's so. I actually will defend Tokyo Drift.
I still to this day have never seen it.
You own it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I have to watch it.
It means you should watch it.
Okay, when you say I own it, it's not like I went and bought Tokyo Drift. I bought the whole franchise on Blu-ray. So,
This moment, we own it. See, next movie, that's another great theme song.
There you go.
But we are going to be doing the Fast and Furious franchise in one episode, and we will talk about the new F9?
F9.
F9.
F9. F9 you, Paul.
Not really. But it's what a franchise. Even the names are weird at this point.
Well, because they just got to the point where it's like, and I'll give them credit. They didn't come up with any stupid titles. It's just like Furious.
I was waiting for Faster and Furiouser. That was the one that I was really holding out on.
More fast, more furious. But
more growls from Vin Diesel.
We'll get into it, obviously, when we do the episode. But that's a franchise that just took an absolute,
left
turn in terms of going from, I guess you could say a teenage, car heist, fast cars movie franchise, and went to a more just over the top, balls to the wall, anything goes.
Are we talking about Fast and Furious or Dukes of Hazzard?
Well, Fast and the Furious, because Dukes of Hazzard ain't a franchise. So.
I was trying to be funny because it's
I hear you.
You just immediately going to call me out in front of everybody.
Come on, it's a day that ends in Y.
Well, that is a fair statement that I've used many a time. But what a franchise. But we're going to get to that in 2 weeks. I'm psyched for it.
I'm looking forward to it. And John Cena and Vin Diesel as brothers. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense.
Family's really important. What about your brother? We don't talk about him. Why did you say that name? My goal is just to get Sean, because he's hosting, is try and mess him up as much as I can.
Don't worry, it'll happen.
Yeah.
But do we want to take a break or go into?
I don't know. Do you want to take a break?
Yeah, we can take a break.
All right, let's take a quick break.
All right, we'll be back in a second, everybody.
Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you by Raise Energy Drinks. Raise is a proud member of Rep Sports, and if you guys are looking for a little extra kick during your day, whether you need to tackle a workout or you need to get over that afternoon slump, you can always check out Raise Energy, and if you get to checkout and you enter the code CINEMATIC, not only will you be getting a 15% discount, but you'll also be supporting the network. So that's Raise Energy with Rep Sports. Code is CINEMATIC, CINEMATIC.
Hey everybody, we're back, and we're going to jump right into our movie of the week, and that is the 2005 comedy, The Dukes of Hazzard.
This was 05?
2005,
wow.
Man. Senior year of high school.
What a year for movies.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
I wouldn't be surprised if we went to go see Batman Begins right after this.
Oh, yeah, Batman Begins, Revenge of the Sith, Right, I'm getting it right.
Return of the French people.
Something,
I don't know.
Some Star Wars.
Revenge of the Sith, son.
Thank you.
Fun fact for anybody who doesn't believe that we're big movie nerds, forget we do a podcast in my basement for a second. We actually skipped our graduation rehearsal for high school to go see Batman Begins. We left early, remember that?
We left early because they didn't know what they were doing.
That's fair.
We were
Still
standing
don't.
outside,
Still don't.
trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
Still don't. But anyway, keep going.
It's not like, walking in a straight line was that hard.
I find it difficult.
Good point.
That's fair.
That's a good point.
Especially after a crazy Friday night. Hey-o!
Oh. So, this movie is directed by...
Oh my god, if you could say it.
Chandrasekhar.
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
It's not it at all, but...
I really do. I remember how they pronounced it in Jackass 2.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he cameos in that?
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's how they pronounce it. I think. I could be wrong, but you know what?
I also tend to...
Who's going to correct me?
I tend to fast forward through that scene because, they put pubes on a guy's face. Yeah.
That's not the one that bothers me the most.
That's not the one that bothers me the most.
Oh, I got thanks.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Well, for many of you that know that Jay Chandrasekhar is 1/5 of the comedy team Broken Lizard, and they, of course, did movies, a bunch of movies that we enjoy very much. Super Troopers, Club Dread, and Beer Fest.
And Puddle Cruiser.
I tried watching it.
Yeah, you and I both tried. That was the same night. We couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Because it wasn't a comedy.
Nah.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of that movie at all.
We watched like 12 minutes of it.
And we're just like, this isn't funny.
This isn't getting me engaged. Then we turn on Club Dread and it's like drugs and orgies in the first 13 seconds. Boobies. All right.
That movie is so underrated.
I love that movie.
That movie is so underrated.
We'll eventually do it.
So, I don't think he's done much else, besides this and the Broken Lizard movies, but the Broken Lizard team actually do cameo in this movie. All of them do, and the one actor who plays Shreve has the bigger role of all of them. But that just kind of shows you where this movie is going to be in terms of humor, and it doesn't really fall in the teen comedy era. It's more in that, not a grossed out comedy, not a teen comedy. It's kind of stuck in the middle there. So, what's the best way I can describe this? Because again, we never saw the show, so the real main difference between the show and the movie, the core story is still there. Two cousins who are transporting moonshine, the bane of Boss Hogg's existence, and the sheriff of the town.
And they uncover a dangerous plot.
They do.
Do you want me to go through the cast?
You can.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Good, I'm glad.
All right, so we got Johnny Knoxville as Luke Duke. I'm gonna give it to Johnny Knoxville. He's not a bad actor.
No, and was this like his first?
No, it wasn't his feature film. I think because he'd already done Men in Black 2.
That's right. I forgot about Men in Black 2. He was funny in that.
I think he was really funny in this too.
Oh, I think the cast was great in this, honestly.
You have Sean William Scott as Bo Duke, kind of away from his Stifler persona.
Yeah. Definitely.
I really like Sean William Scott.
I do too.
If you haven't seen the movie Goon and its sequel, they're great movies, and he does a great job in it. Making her feature film debut, Jessica Simpson as Daisy Duke.
You couldn't go wrong with that casting back then.
She just every time she talked,
didn't bother me.
Yeah, I know. We had Burt Reynolds as Boss Hogg.
Oh, he was great.
Best line in the entire movie. Don't you know you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day?
There are a lot of quotes that we still, to this day, I mean...
Did I just faint? No.
Look at the road, Bo.
It's supposed to be my time. I think if we were to compare, that you would definitely be the Luke Duke and I'd be the Bo Duke of this friendship.
Yeah, probably.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I even think looks-wise, we're closer to that. But anyway, does it ever bother you that they keep telling him they keep telling Johnny Knoxville how handsome he is in this movie? Like, he's referred to as pretty boy, he gets all the girls, like...
I don't know if that was the character from the show that they were keeping, it's hard for me to, like... To talk about what's different between the movie and the show, because again, we never watched the show, so I don't know what the characters were like on the show. I don't know what the relationship between the two of them was like. I can only go by what we saw in the movie.
Yeah, which is a very big departure.
Apparently, enough that they offered all the original cast members that were still alive walk-on cameos for this movie. And they all were like, "No, the script sucks."
Yeah,
and I'm just like, really? Okay, it's fair.
But I'm going to do 6 seasons of Smallville. That'll show them. John Schneider. We had Willie Nelson as Uncle Jesse. I can never get this guy's last name right. David
Koechner.
Koechner. Is it Koechner?
Koechner.
Who I really like when he's in a supporting role.
Oh, he's...
Do not give him a movie to come back.
He's the Rob Schneider of the Will Ferrell group.
Yes.
He is great in an ensemble. He's great being like one of the, guys below Will Ferrell. He cannot hold a movie on his own.
And he's a little bit more of a straight man in this. Like he's not so much
over the top.
Yeah,
he's not over the top at any means. He has a few funny moments, but he's playing the character of Cooter, and it's again, he's just playing that character, and it just his humor works with that character.
One day we are gonna have to do an episode on like worst movies of all time. I mentioned the comebacks.
Oh my god!
I rewatched that recently. Yeah, it was on HBO Max.
To this day, not seen that since we saw in theaters. And
I will never stop laughing at the scene where they're dancing to "It's Raining Men." I'm sorry, it's hilarious.
Well, it's even funny that it's Matthew Lawrence in that.
Oh yeah, and he gives it his all.
That to me was what was funny about that movie. Just that was it.
Yeah, we have MC Gainey
as
Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane.
And he's like the
meanest man in Hazzard
broken
County.
lizard. He's been in a bunch of them.
Yeah,
he was in Club Dread and Beer Fest. He plays the priest at the beginning of the movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's
one of the funniest openings to a movie I've ever.
Oh yeah,
because you just don't know where that's going.
You got Michael Weston as Enos. That's Enos, Miss Prickett. He's one of those guys that like I recognize from a bunch of things.
He played
You got this.
Benson's brother in SVU. Remember the whole story arc
that's right.
with the brother?
I think he's dead on the show.
I think they killed him too.
Yeah. He was on in the movie Pathology too, which I really like. With Milo Ventimiglia.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. It was something. Simon, that was his name. We got Linda Carter as Pauline.
Wonder Woman.
You got James Roday Rodriguez as Billy Prickett.
For all you psych fans out there.
He was. I want him tested for steroids. I love him in this movie.
How about them Celine Dion tickets?
Of course I want to go backstage. Yeah, we're going to do a lot of quoting, man. We haven't done a heavy quoting movie in a while.
No, not since Mel Brooks.
Yeah. Kevin Heffernan as Derek Shevington. He's the only one from the...
Farva.
Yeah, he's Farva. He's the only one from the
Broken Lizard.
That actually has like a role.
A decent-sized role.
You got Nikki Griffin, who I don't know, as Katie Lynn. You got...
this was like her only movie.
Yep. You got Jackie... And I thought she was kind of funny.
Oh, she was.
She had some good moments. I thought he knew. But Jackie Maxwell is Annette. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
That's what they say down there.
Okay. Alice Gregson as Lori. Junior Brown as the narrator. Joe Don Baker as the governor, Governor Applewhite. He's another one of those actors that just kind of pops up randomly, you'll see.
Yeah.
Barry Corbin as Bill Pullman. Wait a minute, what? Andrew Pine as Angry Man. Oh, okay, now we're getting into like the...
Okay, you're going all the way down.
One of them is Random Stoner.
And then, of course, we have the cameos by the Broken Lizard team.
You got Steve Lemmy as Jimmy Pullman, the son of Bill... Oh, yeah, the son of... That's who he is, yep.
But the best one...
Who says I can't shoot, Daddy?
Is when they go to the college and Jay Chandrasekhar and Eric Stolhansky recreate the opening of Super Troopers.
It is fantastic.
Because I remember you saw this movie before I did. Because
yeah.
I think... Did you see this in theaters?
I think so.
I remember you asking me to go see this in theaters, and I was just like, nah, dude, come on. I have more class than that to go see Dukes of Hazzard in a theater.
I would like to establish that there's a handful of movies that I've seen in theaters without Sean, and there are some that he's regretted.
Oh, no, I am not... And that's where I'm going with this. I remember you...
Even fired up.
I remember you calling me going like, dude, the movie was actually kind of funny. And I was like, nah, dude, you have no sense of humor. You're weird.
Wow. I don't remember this savage beating. Sorry.
But then, of course, it came out to DVD, and you're like, dude, it's really good. You should watch it. I was like, fine. I think I was like home one day, and I put it on, and I am cracking up. I think I saw it the same day I saw Harold and Kumar go to White Castle for the first time.
Oh, my God.
And... I was in tears laughing.
What a day.
Yeah. And I remember calling you going like, okay, you win. This movie was pretty funny.
It's kind of like Grandma's Boy. You saw it in theaters.
Well, I saw Grandma's Boy, and I was the one that was pushing that to you to see that. So we both had
We have had several instances.
where we see a movie on our own, and we're like, you got to see this movie. It's great. But
usually comedies.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely comedies. But when they recreate that scene from Super Troopers, I was like, okay, you got me.
Yeah.
Right there. I was like, because... not many people were going to go see this movie. I mean, come on, who? Not we all knew Dukes of Hazzard's not like it's going to be this, record-setting, movie. So like, it wasn't going to be, multi-million-dollar, success. So the fact that they snuck that in there, I thought was great.
Oh yeah, you had Paul Soter as who played Foster.
Foster. He was a
TV newsman Rick Shakely. And Charlie Finn, who played the dim-witted fast food employee in Super Troopers, appears as a dim-witted geology student.
That's right. How does 70,000 yen sound? Sounds like $70.
We'll see you in Beijing. You mean those two Chinese guys? Oh God. You got
Konnichiwa. What'd you say to me?
Mr. Takanoshi. What'd you call me? But anyway, you got AJ Foyt the Fourth, who's a race car driver, I'm assuming. He's in the bar fight, which is a very funny line. You can't hit him. That's AJ Foyt. Really? The fourth. Punched him in the face. That's one of my favorite fight scenes of all time.
Well, I just love when Sean William Scott puts the helmet on and he's just like launching himself into people.
Kill them all. Then he slowly puts the helmet back on at the end. And, Luke Duke grabs it. We got Rip Taylor. He does a cameo during the bloopers.
Yes.
At the end. It's not Bo, it's Boo. But yeah,
he also was in. I think he was in a bunch of Jackass bloopers as well.
So this movie was an actual success too.
Yeah, it made money. It just got absolutely savaged by critics.
Doubled its budget. That's not bad at all.
No, it's not. And again, I don't. This is why I can never be a movie critic.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're a movie critic, you have to hate movies like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think it's like it's told to you. It's like you can't give a good review to a movie like this. Like, what's wrong with saying this isn't Gone with the Wind, but if you want to laugh, watch the movie. It's funny.
So it's funny you say that because last night on Multiverse Fancast we were recording about The Spirit.
Yes.
And we were talking about the big discrepancy between movie critics and audiences. That's why Rotten Tomatoes now has their critic score and their audience score. There are a lot of movies that those two numbers just don't add up.
That's always. I mean, it's very rare when you get an audience and a critic around the same area.
And that's why they'll constantly put they always put the critic review if it's certified fresh. Like, I don't go with the critics ever.
Critics, again, like, it's, 9 times out of 10, you're looking forward to a movie and you read a critic's review and the critic doesn't give it a good review and it
takes it down for you.
It takes it down. And there are movies that I have looked forward to seeing, but just by knowing there's a bad review, I end up not seeing them. And I need to stop that because there are plenty of movies that I like that I know were just critically savage films. So I try not to follow the critics, but there is a part of me that still, understands, that's their job, but I don't have to, agree with what they're saying. But it just, like, this movie is, like, along with a bunch of other movies, it's like a poster boy for a movie that just critics can't like. And I don't get it.
So let's talk about some of the awards this movie was nominated for and got. So at the 26th Golden Raspberry Awards, this film received 7 nominations but didn't win a single one. They were nominated for Worst Picture, lost to the movie Dirty Love. It's with
Jenny McCarthy movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but the poster is basically just boobs. That's nice. Worst Director, but again, also lost to Dirty Love. Worst Screenplay, lost to Dirty Love.
Burt Reynolds was nominated for Worst Supporting Actor, but he lost to Hayden Christensen for Revenge of the Sith.
Talk about a movie franchise now that, like, people really like the prequels.
Yeah.
But Worst Supporting Actress for Jessica Simpson, she lost to Paris Hilton in House of Wax.
Never seen House of Wax.
I haven't either, but they did make fun of it on Supernatural.
That's right.
Worst Screen Couple, Jessica Simpson and her Daisy Dukes. Lost to Nicole Kidman and Will Ferrell in Bewitched. Worst remake or sequel, lost to Son of the Mask.
Well, there you go.
Oh, Triggered. I hate that movie, but it's like watching a car accident.
That was 2005? I thought that was earlier than 2005.
2005. At the People's Choice Awards, Simpson won the Favorite Song from a Movie award for her cover of Nancy Sinatra's These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Yeah, and then Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott were nominated for MTV Movie Award for Best On-Screen Team. I really do think the two of them just worked.
They had very good chemistry.
Very good chemistry. I was kind of upset you never saw them in another movie again because I think the two of them worked well off each other.
Well, Sean William Scott really took a bit of a hiatus. Like, I think the American Pie fame and
that
and Stifler kind of
2005. I know Role Models was 2007, 2008.
I love that movie.
That was an underrated movie because that was just when Paul Rudd was like starting to really kind of take off.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the end of Sean William Scott in terms of like,
it was also like
him.
McLovin's next big movie.
That's right.
Yeah. He's another actor you don't see too much of anymore.
When did Goon come out? Because I don't know that movie that well. I know you praised that movie a lot.
It's very good.
But that had to have been like 2005, 2006.
That is a wonderful question, and I am definitely not buying time to figure this out. We got to do Dude, Where's My Car at some point.
Yeah.
And the American Pie franchise.
Goon was 2011.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Goon was... So that's,
He was in Jackass 3D.
Sean William Scott?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He cameos in it. Oh, see? Look at that. Goon was 2011 and the sequel was 2017.
Interesting.
Oh, I forgot he was in Super Troopers 2. He's in the opening dream sequence scene. Him and, what's his face? Peel? No, Jordan Key. He plays a state trooper that pulls over the tour bus.
What's
Key and Peele?
Yeah, not Jordan Peele, but the other guy.
Key.
Yeah,
Keegan. Michael Keegan.
Yeah, I think that's what
Keegan Michael. Something like that. That's another underrated movie. It's not that good.
Broken. Super Troopers 2.
Oh my God, but he was in movie 43.
Well, that's fair. There you go.
Oh God.
That's got to be probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah.
And we actually expected that movie to laugh. I think I might have chuckled once during that movie.
Yeah.
Because that movie just became very... I'm looking for a good word. That just became very uncomfortable, that movie.
Yes, several scenes. That
movie was just uncomfortable.
I think at one point we are going to have to discuss it because it is just...
It's so bad.
But it's also like one of the most fascinating projects ever.
Yeah, because it just had all these amazing people in it.
The cast.
But for another day.
Another day.
So... Basically, I guess we could go over the plot. Not much to the plot here.
Yeah,
but,
so we're not going to go crazy with it because it's a long TV episode.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, again, the Luke the cousins are transporting moonshine. They are the bane of Boss Hogg's existence because, as in the show, they foil all his plans. Yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
So in this movie, they have been their car's been destroyed.
So let's take a step back, though.
Step back.
So the movie starts off with a very good opening chase sequence.
Oh yeah.
So we get a very good sense of who the characters are, what we're kind of dealing with. I do love the scene. I like to think I travel with the man upstairs. Jesus, and it's like, he's looking up at his cousin
Lawrence Fishburne narrating the car book on tape.
But the car scenes in this movie are fantastic.
Very good.
They're very practical. It's even funnier watching the bloopers where they just wreck these cars. So the movie starts off with a very good chase scene. It's fast. It's funny.
Yep. And then you got the theme song, which is very good. I like that.
You can't go wrong with the theme song. It's just such a classic theme. But the car ends up getting wedged between two tractors because they're doing all this construction. I never noticed that that's foreshadowing for like what's gonna be the plot of the movie, basically. And we get one of my favorite scenes, the phone book. Now, they bet each other the old phone book, quote unquote, that they could make a jump without breaking any of the bottles of moonshine. Because I guess they break more bottles than they deliver. Mm-hmm. And they managed to do it, but then Sean William Scott hits
Johnny Knoxville
in the face with the Atlanta phone book.
I don't remember the Hazzard County phone book being that big. This is Atlanta.
Yeah. And then, for all of you youngins, a phone book was a way to look up people's phone numbers.
Oh, that's right.
It sounds way creepier when I say it out loud now. Oh, man, when you get a phone call from a number you don't recognize, you're like, who is this and why are they on my number? Is it about my car's extended warranty? Because I'm really worried about that.
Probably.
Yeah. But, so...
My car hasn't been repossessed yet, so...
Yeah, I know, right? And as they take them out, the bottom comes out and they all break. And Johnny Knoxville gets his shot at it. And I love the reaction. That's a good one. He just drops.
He doesn't even give him the choice of where to hit. He's like thinking about it. He just smacks him up the chin. Like, I was like, oh.
Oh, God.
Oh, ouch.
Because phone books don't leave marks.
No. And they're heavy. So, they can do some damage.
Yep. And then they have a foot race. Back
to the bar.
To the bar where, we are introduced to
Daisy.
Now, Daisy Duke is an iconic character. She was a strong female character, but at the same time, she was hypersexualized. You know, the phrase Daisy Dukes is still prevalent in today's society. Like, you know that they're very short shorts.
Yeah.
Short shorts. But that shot of her, like, when she goes to, like, drop something and the entire bar just stops and stares. And I like how they warn Dill. They're like, look away, man. Look away. We're also introduced to Billy Prickett, who is a very famous race car driver out of Hazzard.
Yes.
And he's come back to race in what they call the Hazzard Rally every year.
Which Bo has won the last couple of years since Billy Prickett has left. So.
Yes. So.
And Bo is, like, in love with Billy Prickett. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, fanboy.
And it's funny because Billy Prickett isn't, like, an actual villain until the very end.
He's just not a likable character, but he's not a villain. Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally just there for a paycheck. He's doing a job.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any interest in the actual grand scheme of the plot. It's not until they tell him at the end what's going on that he's like, they're stripping?
Yeah.
But, so at the bar, we have our opening fight scene because, well, first and foremost, I do believe Dill Driscoll smacks Jessica Simpson's ass. And the entire patrons are like, oh no! And,
the two guys eating wings are just like, ooh.
Look away, man. Look away. And, yeah, so she kicks him to the floor, and, you know, how about the special, sir? And Billy Prickett breaks it up, and then Sean William Scott's like, should I buy him a beer? Why don't you buy him flowers and some chocolates, you know? Luke Duke's, like, just flirting with everyone, and Bo goes over, and he gives Billy a drink. And he sits down, and he's chatting, and then Billy gets called away, and Dill asks Bo about, you know, Daisy. And he's like, oh, you know, that's my cousin. And he makes some very off-colored remarks about how close cousins in the South could be. And I love the shot where he takes the beer, and he's laughing, he sips it, and it pauses, and you hear the narrator go, now there are certain things you don't say to a duke about another duke. And he starts beating the crap out of Dill, and then starts getting his butt kicked. And that's when, you know, the whole brawl just starts, and it's funny.
It's funny because it's just, you know, hey, can I hit this guy? No!
Kill them all! I see, Sean William Scott, as much as I like him when he's a little bit more reserved, like Role Models or Goon, I do love when he, like, cuts loose.
Yeah, he just goes off.
I think him getting out of the Stifler role was a challenge for him as an actor. But, because, like, even Road Trip, which is a movie you and I both thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah.
He's
not car. He's not Stifler in that.
Road Trip, though, I think they tried to make him Stifler, but
he wasn't as over the top.
He is a softer Stifler. Like, he's nice to everybody. He's, like, a good friend and all that stuff. But, yeah, the bar erupts into a battle, and the two guys who told them not to mess with Daisy are still, oh, the ribs are cold. It's greasy, too.
Landing on their table and breaking. It's just funny. It really is. And then we are introduced to
Roscoe P. Coltrane, the meanest man in Hazzard County, who shoots through the roof. You can't do that. So
I think you need to move to Hazzard County, Paul. I think you do well down there.
I'd be a great sheriff of Hazzard County. But so Roscoe tells them that their car has gotten not only towed, but
destroyed. They
weren't too friendly with that hunk of junk. And I love it. Sean William Scott puts the helmet back on, and he's just like, nope, no. And so Daisy offers to take them over to Cooter's, and we get introduced to Boss Hogg.
Burt Reynolds.
In a white suit.
I remember when this movie came out and everybody was making a big deal that Burt Reynolds was, like, you know, playing Boss Hogg. And could he have just taken the role for the paycheck? Maybe. I don't know. But
Probably.
He looks like he's enjoying himself playing this character.
He hands it up.
He does.
Not some, like, he's probably, he's choose the most scenery in this. Mm-hmm. In a movie where the acting goes up and down, like, Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville do a great job. They're very consistent with their acting.
Willie Nelson is Willie Nelson. I mean, he's got, you know.
It's hard to take him seriously as an actor sometimes.
Willie Nelson? Because he's not really an actor.
Same with Jessica Simpson. Like, sometimes when she drops, like, lines, I'm like, ugh.
Listen, I mean, Jessica Simpson, we all know, is not, you know, a classically trained actress. But for this role, I thought she was fine. I mean,
I didn't have a problem with it.
Same thing with Employee of the Month. Like, it's, you know, it's just, when you know the character, and it's like, okay, you know, could you have done better? Maybe, but I thought she did fine.
Yeah. Except for some reason it always bothered me when she's like, come on, boys, my shift's over. I'll take you to Cooter's. Come on. I'm like, what happened? Why is she so, what is that? But
Because she doesn't want him to stay around and get like arrested.
Now, so they get to Cooters. Tell me a little bit about Cooters and that scene.
Wow. This scene was funny because they're going over the severe damage to the car, to the General Lee, and Bo is beside himself. I mean, he is just practically in tears because the car is absolutely destroyed. I love, though, when Cooter pulls out...
Who does this?
Who does this? He pulls out the roadkill. Like, they said, somehow, like, stuck on the bottom of the car. And Bo's just like, as you said, who does this? And then Cooter's like, let's make a good hat.
Or a slipper.
It's like, you gotta be kidding me. But Cooter's just like, listen, Bo, it'll be fixed. We'll get this going.
It'll be good to race for the race on Saturday. So, what?
Yeah, but it just again,
all
the actors work well together, and they make it work.
I've had 10 toes in the last 3 years, and y'all been 9 of them. That's a great line. I love that line. But so they take their truck back to the family farm. Now we get introduced to Uncle Jesse, who's been to 2 places in his entire life. Hazzard County and Korea. As far as he's concerned, that's one place too many. But we get to see that their moonshine setup that's in the shower,
and then you get the typical Willie Nelson like jokes,
yeah,
which are funny, but that was the Willie Nelson to the character. I don't think that was the actual character. I think that's just Willie Nelson.
Well, you can see Johnny Knoxville is just like chuckling.
Oh yeah,
like you definitely
you can't like, especially at the end when they're in the car together. I mean, just like, I think Johnny Knoxville is like seriously just laughing because it's so funny.
Throwing Molotov cocktails. But what's the one that I like? What happens when you give a politician Viagra? He gets taller.
I like the one where it's you know why divorces are so expensive? Because they're worth it.
No, they're not. I love my wife. But anyway,
didn't say for you.
I have to just cover my bases.
Okay.
But anyway, so Boss Hogg and Roscoe show up and they find a still in the barn. And they're like, what? No, that you can't find our real one. I mean, that's not ours. It's not, but they use it to seize the property for, because, what is this? He's too dumb to find the real one. In the interest of eminent domain for Boss Hogg. So basically they're collecting, they find out that they're collecting all this property, and they go to their friend Pauline, played by Linda Carter. I've never heard of her.
Sounds.
She was wonderful in this movie. What a wonderful woman in this movie.
There you go.
Thank you. But so Pauline tells them that Roscoe seeds a bunch of other farms on all these fake charges too. So they go investigate a local construction site, and one of my favorite bloopers of all time, because it's kind of in the movie when they climb over the fence. You could see Sean William Scott spin and get stuck. The bloopers, he's hanging there. He's actually stuck, and Johnny Knoxville runs up and flashes his junk to him. And he's like, no, get it away. Apparently, according to Sean William Scott in interviews, like constantly he was pulling pranks on him, and especially the flashing of his genitals.
Because again, this is Johnny Knoxville coming off, Jackass, and doing all the crazy stuff he does there. So yeah, that's his humor.
See, Jackass is another great example of television and movie that works. I never watched the TV show, but I thoroughly love the movies.
I watched the TV show. I mean, it's the same thing as the TV show. It's just the pranks were just bigger.
I love those movies.
The second one I think is the funniest, honestly, even though there's so many in that I gag when I watch.
Yeah, I don't like the gross out ones. I like the physical ones.
The physical ones are funny, but the ones where you gag are funny. You're just like, it's disgusting. So I don't want.
All right, so they find a safe.
A safe?
A safe.
A safe.
And one of my favorite lines is, now I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be that safe right now. They tie it to the tow truck and drive away.
Thinking that it'll just, come open with just,
hope they got email.
Excessive driving, knocking it into things. So this is you and me, but they just, they stop for a minute, and Luke gets out to check the safe, and Bo hears, "Go Luke, go Bo, go," but really, Luke says, "No Bo, no." And,
sorry, cuz you'd do the same to me. And I thought you said go Bo, go.
See how they sound alike?
She lives here.
I said no Bo, no.
We're gonna quote this whole movie. Oh my god. But so they decide to bring it to the local bait and tackle guy, Sheev, and they're hiding in the fridge or the freezer when Roscoe comes by. And Roscoe's also, because they find out that the safe's been stolen.
Yeah.
And Roscoe's now investigating. He's also trying to impound the General Lee. So Cooter calls his entire group of like friends, mechanics, and to give him a job to do. I know we're skipping a little bit. No, we'll go back a second. They managed to open the safe using high explosives and a bow and arrow lit on fire, which we saw previously before that they love to use, and also we learned how to catch armadillos.
Yes. With
a net gun, which I want so bad. But they get the safe open, and Sheev identifies the stuff in there as core samples. And he's like, core samples of what? Well, I don't know. Take it to a lab. So they decide they're going to go to
Atlanta.
And at first they're going to take Cooter's truck, but, Bo's like, oh, how dare you? Imagine if we went to Atlanta without you. He refers to this car as a person, and it's a he, as he points out. He also talks very sensually to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's in love with the car.
He does say he's going to make sweet love to it in about 3 minutes. So they get back to Cooter's, and the car is decked out. Hemi engine, paint job, Confederate flag on the roof that we're not going to talk about for the rest of the movie. We'll have to talk about it. But anyway, so I think if they ever remake this movie again, they will take that out.
Oh, they got it.
They gotta. But even though it's like iconic for the car and, obviously not culturally appropriate, but that is what it is. So I love the music starts swelling, and it's just the and the engine's rumbling, and of course they fix the horn so it does the and they escape with the CB radio, and they are codename Lost Sheep. But anyway, so they start making their way up to Atlanta, and they because Kate Johnson goes to the university.
Johnson, who Bo is in love with.
Childhood crush, used to come around the farm all the time in those tight outfits. You don't remember that? No, I can't say that I do.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Weird. Luke Duke. What does he call him at the Luke, you man whore. So they make it up to Atlanta, and they do realize that they have the Confederate flag on the roof. They get some they get some nice comments, and they get some not so nice comments. Yeah. But I do love he's like, I'm gonna get dressed up, puts on like the Guns N' Roses shirt, or it's AC/DC or one of those like classic bands, and he's like, look out, Katie. I was like, I can relate. You put on your favorite T-shirt that's in your trunk, but you gotta keep it open-minded, college.
You ever have T-shirts in your trunk?
I did at one point. Yes, you never know. They make it to the university, the frat house where Katie Johnson is. And I love this sequence, both in the edited and the unedited version, where they're going room to room. And of course, it's like this is a male fantasy movie. It's like, of course, women, like girls in the frat house are in their underwear boxing. Like, that's a totally normal thing to happen in a frat house.
It's like, do you guys go here? No, but do you have an application?
I remember that in the trailer. Yeah. That, and also him getting thrown at the bar and then coming up with the bottle.
Yes.
Yeah. But finally, they find Katie Johnson, who I love the blooper where she kisses Johnny Knoxville first, and he's like, what the hell? That's the kiss you guys are going to do?
Am I that stupid? I don't realize it?
I love it. So she kisses him, and he faints. He still does that, huh? Yeah. Did I just faint?
No.
I love it. And they meet her roommate, Annette, who's from Australia.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Because that's what they say down there.
Sure.
Okay. So they offer to take them to the geology lab. They can't go back into the room where everybody's smoking the ganj.
We're going to wait for you in here. No, downstairs is fine.
Downstairs is fine. But so they get there, and they realize that they can't just walk in. So there's a job fair going on, and they steal 2 lab coats from what's the name of the... I couldn't even tell you what the name of the place is.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But they go undercover, and they meet...
undercover?
Yeah, they go undercover as Japanese executives. And during this scene, we also find out that Katie Johnson might have a little thing for a little Luke Duke. She gives him a little, hey, how you doing? Little spanky spanky. And a little prank war, which is fun. Not only do...
Because Bo's like...
Bo's not dumb. He catches it.
But he's still not like...
He's like, what was that? And
he sticks the lab coat into the machine and it rips right off of him.
Yep. And then the coal machine explodes, and they both get hit with coal in the face. And they do find out that it's coal in Hazzard County, that there's the potential for a very large coal mine there.
Yes.
Could be worth millions. So they leave because camp security's onto them.
And that's our Super Troopers little...
Actually, we passed it.
But still,
it's so funny.
If people know Super Troopers, so you just... Basically, the opening scene of Super Troopers. Imagine that, just,
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. I'm not telling you what to do.
You told me to imagine that, sir.
Well, you can.
All right. But so they manage to escape, but Atlanta PD gets called. And do they get caught first?
Yeah, they get caught first before the big car chase.
Oh, yeah, because they run up in the wrong neighborhood.
That's right.
And
then you get the
gang.
The gang, but then they get put in jail.
Yep, and we get our favorite scene.
I don't know what it is about it. I really don't. I want to know if this line was in the script or they just came up with it spur of the moment.
The thing that gets it is the bloopers. They can't handle it.
No.
They're dying.
Boss Hogg shows up to the jail and basically tells them exactly what is happening and says, well, you're not going to get out of here, so you're not going to stop me.
Because they have to have a public hearing during... that the town residents could object,
and that's why the race is happening. So it distracts the town.
And they got Billy
Prickett. And Bo's like, well, does Billy Prickett know what's going on? He knows enough. And
we already saw him getting the new car.
All while this is happening, one of the other inmates is basically just riding Boss Hogg, just saying, what's up with you? Why you dressed like that?
You some kind of pimp.
Pimp, and goes on, and finally Boss Hogg's just like, I'll give. $100 to
I got $100 for whoever knocks that loudmouth son of a bitch out.
This other guy just cold cocks him. Boom. Grabs a $100 bill. Awesome, great. Boss Hogg turns away. That same guy just all of a sudden pops out behind Bo and Luke and goes,
don't you know you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day?
And you can see Sean William Scott literally trying not to laugh.
It's great. Because they have to cut it.
Yes. Now, that was in the trailer, I believe.
The scene of him getting punched in the face, I don't know if wearing white after Labor Day is.
I don't know what it is about that. To me, that's the funniest line in the entire movie.
It's great.
It gets me every time we see it. It really does.
Up until the next sequence, because we have some good ones. So they're getting transferred, and they manage to goad the cops into speeding up, and your car is feeling kind of slow there.
Yeah.
And they also get distracted by a very beautiful blonde woman who's having some car trouble, and they rear end somebody. Yeah. So it's Daisy, and she manages to distract the cops. They both come out and, help her fix her undercarriage. At the same time, Annette and Katie Johnson manage to break the boys out with the car, and, they obviously escape.
Yeah.
And with the keys to the cop's car. Oh, God, man.
And then we get this really good car chase.
It's a great car.
Really good.
And the thing I like about car chases like this, there are a lot of car chases before this that... There was never any damage to the car. They were so good that they never got. But Bo's like, get skinny, plows through cars. Oh, okay, all right.
And then of course, we'll get in a minute, but they're just. I mean, dozens of police cars are chasing them. I mean, this is they're going after him, and then we get where Katie Johnson is just whispers in Luke's ear.
I haven't had this much fun since I used to sneak up to the. Oh, we did miss our map scene. One of the best lines is Luke takes out a map. He's like, turn left here. And Sean William Scott turns the wrong way. He's like,
turn left. He's like,
I said left. I thought you said your left. My left is your left. I'm going to need these directions fast. That's something we constantly quote.
We do.
But, yes, so they find out that Katie Johnson and Luke. And we have one of the best scenes.
Sean William just looks
dead
at Johnny with dead eyes.
Mean mug.
And they're driving over 60, over 70 miles an hour. And
through the city.
Look at the road, Bo. Look at the road, Bo.
It's supposed to be my time.
And then Bo just enters another, just...
A roundabout?
Yes.
And he's going around in circles.
What is the purpose of this circle?
Yeah, but they do eventually escape, and Bo's like, all right, I'll take Annette. And then Annette starts flirting with Luke. And he's like... Oh, I love it. But so they manage to escape. They go back home, but they find out that Jesse and Pauline have been kidnapped. So they stop Billy Prickett to ask for help. And Billy Prickett's like... I don't care about this town. I'm here for money. I'm getting paid to do this race, and then I'm leaving.
Yeah.
That
crushes Bo.
Yeah. Because they're about to, to the point where Bo's about to, physically fight him, and Luke stops him. But they manage to distract all the police and get them away from the house by driving around the barn. And Daisy and Is it just Daisy or
I think it's
Daisy and Cooter?
Daisy and
sneak
Cooter
in
because they sneak in and they release Uncle Jesse and Pauline.
Well, Sheev and the girls are
trying to tell
get the townsfolk.
And they're all like, Sheev, you idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Were you wearing an armadillo helmet while you did it? No. But, so they decide, all right, well, plan B. When you're flying by the seat of your pants, nothing sounds more official than plan B.
And all this time, Roscoe is at the courthouse with the judge. And you would think the judge would, like, show a little more, like,
This is weird.
I'm about to make a decision in the possible future of this town. No one's here except for the sheriff. Something weird about this. Like, you think, the judge would have been a little more like, I don't know about this. Seems shady. But he's just like reading his newspaper, going like, Roscoe, anyone else coming? He goes, why? I'm not enough for you?
Yeah, they got like 3 hours or something like that. So Bo manages to get into the back of the race with all the cop cars following. And, Billy Prickett's got this huge lead, and he's having a Slurpee. He's getting Celine Dion tickets. And then Bo manages to jump in. And again, another great car scene.
Yep.
Like a lot of good stunt work, a lot of good driving shots.
Luke steals Boss Hogg's car with Uncle Jesse in it, and they enter the race, and they're just like pummeling the cop cars out of the way. And
might be a little low on gas.
And then Uncle Jesse is lighting up the moonshine.
And
take it easy on that moonshine, Uncle Jesse. Oh, what I'm about to do, I don't want to remember it.
Yeah. So they manage to, not only does Bo win the race, but he manages, like, the momentum of it.
Him and Billy Prickett continue on.
Yeah. I want him tested for steroids.
And
hey, Billy!
Cooter they've barricaded the road to the courthouse. So cop cars
first
blocking.
Daisy tries to go out there and like, my car broke down. I need some help.
All the males are like,
then
we'll go. And then
we'll be happy to.
That one female cop is just like, hey,
go fix your own car.
What are you doing?
So they decide they're going to
shoot for the moon.
Shoot the moon, and so basically they have to use Cooter's. Sorry, officer. I heard a pretty lady needed a tow.
And he just lowers the.
Unfortunately,
the flatbed.
It's hard watching that because the flatbed has like
that
the
lip.
stopper. Yeah, the lip. So it messed up his car so bad.
Oh, God.
But him and Billy Prickett Bo and Billy are still racing, and I think Billy bails out.
Well, because he sees the
barricade.
He's like, hey, Billy, and he looks and he goes, and he
Yep. You think I was born yesterday, Bobo? But so he manages to make the jump, and he says to Luke, he's like, I don't know how anybody else is gonna make it. Really, in all honesty, just if the two of them had just gone there and said, we don't want this. Oh, we just needed one objection. All right, objected. Mm-hmm. They outnumber me. So they get into the court with the entire town, and like the news is there, the governor's there because he was at the race, and they not only does everybody find out about this, but they cancel it, but then they're going to arrest Bo and Luke. Technically, a lot of people should be getting arrested. Bo, Luke, Daisy, Cooter,
Boss Hogg.
Well, not Boss Hogg. He didn't do anything illegal yet. The two girls, the college girls that helped, Uncle Jesse, like everybody should be arrested at this point.
But then Daisy goes to the governor and says, "Hey, governor,
didn't you want to say a few words about how these boys saved Hazzard County?" I'm like, great acting, Jessica. You're killing it. So the governor actually ends up pardoning all of them, including Uncle Jesse.
Pardon me too? It's like, for what? For this? And he punches Boss Hogg.
Right in the face.
Pardon him too.
Yeah, all right. But then the last scene is they're having a big cookout. It's a celebration. The meat smoker, where Uncle Jesse is.
Shreve, and the governor all in the meat smoker. That was great.
Oh, you're a pretty lady. Oh, my. A little relevant now. Oh. It's hard to be.
And then we get Katie and Luke, and then Bo and Annette.
Which is weird. Why would I, that'd be like
in the car together.
If you were in the backseat with a girl and I'm in the front seat with a girl, and, there's no divide. Are we going to high five during this? This is just weird.
But while Annette is making out with Bo, he's literally petting the car, going
saying he's going to give her a bath.
He's going to give her a bath. And then,
don't listen to her. She's crazy.
And then we get a tap on the back window.
And it's Lori.
Lori from the beginning of the movie, who was hooking up with Luke, and she's got a shotgun in her hands.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't make your delivery, Luke, Duke.
Oh, I forgot she was in Sex Drive. That's why she looks so familiar.
I never saw that.
I like that movie. And Fat Albert.
And then, of course, we get the Luke, you man whore.
And we get, the narrator. The narrator closes it out. They start playing the theme song sung by our good friend Mr. Willie Nelson. And yeah, we get our bloopers, which I love movies with bloopers. I always like them just a little bit more. But I think that's the Dukes of Hazzard. That's the movie.
Say anymore.
You want to do Star City rating?
We can do Star City rating
because I've never seen the prequel or the made for TV. I think Willie Nelson's the only one that comes back for it.
The prequel?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know Willie Nelson was in that.
Yeah, he's the only one.
I give this movie a 2.5.
I give it a 3.
Okay.
I find it, and I'm gonna say why, because obviously Sean's not gonna say why he gave it only a 2.5.
I enjoy the movie, but it's not amazing cinema. But
it's a movie.
Fun.
If it's on, movie. I can watch. I love watching it. It's not a movie that I'll go out of my way to throw on unless I'm showing it to somebody. But if it's ever on, I'll put it on and just enjoy it.
That's the perfect description right there. If it's on TV, I can watch it. But it's not a movie that I'm like at my house going, oh, you know what? I'm going to watch the Dukes of Hazzard. It's one of those movies where you catch it and you're like, okay, hopefully it's at the moment where you find, the funny moments, certain scenes where you're like, oh, I want to see this, I want to see that scene. But it's not, I'm going to pick up the DVD and put on the Dukes of Hazzard.
But see, the thing about this movie that I like is, you said, there's some movies that you watch like the last half and you're like, this is the part that I want to watch. For this movie, it's got great scenes throughout.
No, I agree with you. That's why I said any point in the movie, I can say, okay, I'll stick with it because there's a funny scene coming up.
Yeah.
I want to see that scene. I want to see this. So if I turn it on and it's past the, don't wear white after Labor Day scene, I'm upset, but there's still some funny moments after it that I'll watch. But that to me is the scene I have to see of all of them. But 2.5, I still think is a fair. I mean, again, this isn't God's gift to cinema, but it's still a fun film.
It is a fun film,
and I think that's the best description. It's a fun movie. I mean, it's a movie that you and me definitely push on to people we know.
Who we know their sense of humor.
That's the key. I mean, when someone comes to us and says, "Hey, you want to watch a funny movie?" and we're like, "Well, there's a bunch. What do you want to watch?" And Dukes of Hazzard. Fired Up. There's a bunch of movies that we enjoy as a group of friends that we all quote. This one though, I think is a little more you and me.
Yes.
I don't think many others really are invested in this one as you and me are.
No.
But we definitely have gotten some fun moments out of this movie, and surprisingly, because again, as I said, I was not keen on seeing it when it came out. Yeah. But that's about it on the Dukes of Hazzard. But we will going to talk about Fan Feedback Friday.
Yeah, we are. This is a fun one. So today's question was, one will protect you and the rest will attack. Choose wisely. And there are 9 choices of famous movie characters. We have the Bride from Kill Bill. We have John Wick from John Wick. We have Batman, Iron Man, Jason Bourne, Sarah Connor, Django, Luke Skywalker, and Jack Bauer.
See, it threw me when you posted this because it was more. I keep forgetting. It was like, okay, you pick one to,
one's going to protect you.
One's going to protect you, but all the other characters are going to attack you. So it like kept
not all at once.
But still, I know. But it was just like, wait a minute. So okay, so if I pick Batman, that means all the other characters are going to attack, and Batman's going to protect me from all the other characters. So I was like, oh, okay.
So here are our top answers. We had, with prep time, I would go with Batman, but on the fly, John Wick. Yeah, John Wick for sure, and then a picture of John Wick with puppies. Yeah. We had Superman. He wasn't even on there. What a terrible person. And then Batman, obviously. So,
obviously.
Yeah. John Wick and Batman, I definitely think, but you also got Luke Skywalker. He has superpowers. You got Tony Stark, who's a billionaire. You got Django, who's wearing really cool sunglasses in this picture.
How Jack Bauer is there.
Yeah, did you ever watch 24?
I watched the first season. It was very good, that first season. I lost track of it after that.
That's fair.
If it was robots they were fighting, I would definitely say Sarah Connor.
For the record, though, she only defeated the first one.
Yeah, but still, and she was a badass in the new one.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I did.
It got spoiled for me, to begin with.
All the Terminator films get spoiled for you, apparently.
That's fair. But yeah, that another fun Fan Feedback Friday.
Fun
Keep
feedback.
It up, guys.
Fun fan feedback. Anything else you want to add here, Paul?
No. Do you want me to tell everybody how they can talk to us?
I guess.
So if you guys would
they talk to us?
They do. They do.
Okay,
They
good.
just did. I just did a whole thing on it. Fan Feedback Friday.
Okay.
But we want to thank you guys for listening. As always, if you want to take us on the go, like Sean said at the beginning of the episode, you got Podbean, you got Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio. You can tell Alexa to play the podcast Cinematic Adventures, and it will. So if you guys are using us on any of those mediums, any like, comment, share, subscribe really makes a big difference. It helps our show get out to a bigger audience. In fact, our last episode, our Flintstones episode, has our highest numbers of all time.
Thank you, everybody. We were a little shocked by that, but we greatly appreciate it.
Pleasantly surprised. You can also find us on Facebook at Cinematic Adventures. You can find us on our website, themisfitfaction.com, or our Instagram, which is The Misfit Faction, our Twitter, which is just Misfit Faction, or our YouTube, The Misfit Faction Media Network. Summertime's coming around. COVID restrictions are being lifted. I know I have a lot of free time coming up, so hopefully we're talking maybe some more content, some bonus episodes, using some of those other mediums just because why not?
Why not?
I think... I
just want to say this. We are going to have a special live episode at your wedding in November.
Yes, we are. That will be live streamed on Instagram. But we also have a couple of other show topics that we've been throwing around, more topical stuff. I know on Multiverse Fancast we're doing rated superheroes that deserve rated R movies as a topic for an episode.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, a lot of great stuff coming down the pipeline. So the best...
and we're going to announce, obviously, our final week of the TV to movie adaptations on Wednesday, you said?
Usually Wednesdays.
So we're still kind of going back and forth on what the last one's going to be. We haven't decided yet what July, what our structure is going to be for July, but as we said earlier in the episode, we want to do a Fast and the Furious bonus episode.
You'll also see a Black Widow crossover episode with the Multiverse Fancast.
Right. I forgot about Black Widow. There's got to be other things coming out, but I'm just blanking on what they are.
Yeah, once movies are a little bit more mainstream, you're going to see us doing less theme months and more just episodes on newer movies.
Especially, and with the Bond film coming out soon, hopefully, No Time to Die. I've been looking forward to this movie for over a year.
No Time to Come Out, gosh.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it for us here, guys. As always, I'm Sean.
And I'm Paul.
And everybody have a good rest of your week.
And a very happy Father's Day to all those dads out there who are listening.
Absolutely. Happy Father's Day.
See ya.
Bye.